friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I would like to share something important based on one of the uploaded videos of mine titled Why There Is No Shortfall in the Prices of Petrol in India. Those who haven't seen that video yet, I have provided a description link of that video and please click that link and watch it if you need it. In that particular video, we have discussed that the price of some goods and services may cut due to the lockdown and recession. But instead of that, the prices of some necessary items are increasing, such as grocery, vegetables, etc. Why this is happening? Before getting into the topic, once again I would like to explain the consequences of recession and its impact on any economy with the support of economic theories. Firstly, what are the consequences of the recession? Simply we can say that economic slowdown, fall in GDP growth rate, unemployment, revenue reduction, poverty, loss of purchasing power, thereby fall in demand, more expenditure for government than revenue, the imbalance between supply and demand, and at the end of this it would create a deflationary trend in an economy. The thing is that it is very difficult to explain and predict accurately what is happening and what would be the future of Indian economy because of some uncertainty that still exists in our economy due to the impact of COVID-19 and lockdown situations. So as we discussed at the beginning, why there is an increase in the prices of some of the goods and services. Let's have to come to the topic with the support of the forces of demand and supply. Actually, what are these forces of demand and supply? Simply, the entire economic system of a country is based on these forces. Any imbalances in these two factors would immediately reflect in our economy. So we need to analyze it further. I mean, when supply exceeds demand, we can say that the economy is in a deflationary trend. And if it is in a reverse stage, that means when demand exceeds supply, it will be the condition of inflation. We know India is a developing country and every time this supply and demand imbalances exist in our country. The high rate of import compared to export is one of the reasons for these imbalances. For example, as we discussed earlier, the petrol prices in India are in a peak stage and these supply-demand imbalances play a vital role in this high price of petroleum products. As the number of private vehicles on the road are high, we need to satisfy the demand for these vehicles' oil consumption also. The limited supply of oil from outside countries make it difficult to match the demand of oil with its supply. Then the government is forced to increase the price of petroleum products to curtail the demand. This is one of the reasons for the high petrol prices in India. Also, this is one of the examples of supply-demand imbalances, and there are so many other imbalances too. As we discussed before, before the impact of COVID-19, India was in an inflationary stage as people had purchasing power, therefore demand for goods and services. But now during the time of lockdown, everything changed. Internationally, it affects supply chain, linkage and macroeconomics, and the majority of the countries fell down into a recession stage. According to the theories, when a country falls into a recession stage, then it will ultimately affect the purchasing power of people, demand and price, etc. This would create a deflationary trend in the economy as people have no money in their hands, shrink in demand and thereby decrease in prices. Some of the other countries already started deflationary measures to control this situation. When we are discussing the current scenario, the recession happened not because of some economic factors such as external or internal factors that affect the economy, but the situation arises due to the impact of one virus, Corona. I think this is the first time in the history most of the economies are facing this kind of situation. There is almost no supply and no demand for commodities and services except some essentials. When there are contractions in the supply of some of the essentials, then it would result in a hike in the prices of such commodities. So the future of our economy is very hard to predict due to the cause of uncertainty at almost all levels. The economy needs to cater the needs of common people and businesses by injecting the money in order to revamp demand and supply, and should take necessary control in order to avoid inflationary or deflationary trend that may arise in future. The inflation rate and wholesale price index rate are furthermore decreasing, and this will threaten demand. The lack of revenue in the hands of government is also a hurdle as this would increase prices of some of the goods and services offered by the government itself. So as a citizen of India, we need to obey the rules and policies that often announced by the government to come out from this pandemic and related economic crisis. So fight against COVID and fight for the well-being of our country and stay home and stay safe. Thank you.